Hello YouTube, welcome to a brand new video. I am Eunice and I'm really excited to have you here. For today's video, we are talking about 4 steps to boost your energy. Now, this is really good because I'm gathering all the things that I have learned in my world and all the things that I have experienced to give you 4 actionable steps that you can do to boost your energy, to increase your vitality, to bring life force back into everything that you do. Now, I've had people come up to me and say, Eunice, like, where did you get your energy? Or there are people who have said, Eunice, I love your energy. Eunice, I just love being around you. I've also had some very nice things happen to me because people appreciate my energy, people love my energy, and people have given me amazing things, wonderful things, gifts, you know, just like people are super nice to me because of my energy. So I want you to know that this is not unique to myself. It's not because I am special. I want you to know that this can happen for you too. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can pick up your energy. The reason for that is because your energy is the thing that defines everything. Your energy is the thing that decides everything, okay? And so whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that how you spend your time, how you converse with people, how you make decisions, how you take care of yourself, how you interact with people, how you build your relationships, all of this stuff is all based on your energy. And so this is why it's really important, because your energy right now and your energy today is what defines what's going to happen right now. And what happens right now is going to become the past of the future. You understand? So what's really important is you managing your energy right now so that your dreams can start to come true in this moment, not later, but right now. You can start to manage your energy right now so that you can start picking yourself up and put yourself on the energy and on the radar of what you want to happen in the future. And you know, I'm going to give you some very actionable steps. I'm going to give you some very clear tips so that you can see for yourself how you can do this for yourself. It's going to be super doable. It's super simple. But I want to tell you, it's not always easy. Right? It's not always easy to decide to pick yourself up. You know, for some of you, you may need a little longer than others. You need a little more love than others. You may need a little more patience than others. But the thing that matters is that you decide to do it, and you decide to do it for you. So the things that I'm going to suggest in this video is not rocket science, okay? Like, you probably already know some of these things, but I want you to hear it a little differently when you're listening this video and as you're following along in this video, instead of thinking that, oh, you know, some of these things, it's too simple, or it's too, it's like nothing, those are things that I've already heard before. Instead of just thinking those, like making those judgments for yourself, allow yourself to listen to it differently so that you will allow yourself to process it and actually follow through. So when you hear it differently and you're actually hearing it with your body, you're not just like intellectually just checking those boxes. It's going to allow the integration happen in your system, because it doesn't have to be complicated in order for it to work. It's simple, and some of the best solutions in the world are actually the simplest ones. So if you love this video, if you're following along with this content, if you know that this stuff is helping you, please give me a massive thumbs up to encourage me to, you know, do more of these kind of videos. And if you like this channel, of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can receive more of these regular videos coming out to you. So with that said, let's dive in. Step number 1 is always first check in with your emotions. Now, understand that your emotions are coming in waves. They happen in waves, right? You don't always feel exactly the same like all the time, and it comes in waves. And so what's really important is for you to learn to know how to ride the wave. And when you understand that, okay, I'm feeling a heavy emotion, and this is like what you're feeling, okay? You're feeling a heavy emotion, and you feel like you're sinking. It doesn't matter how hard you swim to stay afloat, you're going to feel like you're fighting against the water. You're going to feel like you're sinking. You're going to feel like you're swimming in the opposite direction of where you want to go. So what's really important and what you want to do in this moment is actually go under the water. So I'm using water as an analogy for subconscious. Go into your feelings, go into your inner world, and like find out what anchor is tied to your foot, what weight is tied to your foot, so that you can free those heavy emotions, and then you can come back onto the surface again, and then you can flow. You can like freely flow and ride, those emotional waves. Because a lot of times when we feel a heavy emotion, a lot of times we just want to fight it. We just want to move on. We just want to just get on with our day, And sometimes it feels really inconvenient. But it's in those times where we stop and sit down and acknowledge what is under the surface. That's how we can cut ties with it. We can address it. We can just let it go. And then we have the lightness and the freedom to move on. And sometimes it could mean that you do absolutely nothing for 15 minutes to an hour to a day. Like it could mean that you just feel so sorrowful. It could mean that you're just so sad. It could mean that you're just feeling sorry for yourself, doing absolutely nothing. Or it could mean that you journal your feelings out and let out all your frustration from your heart, let out all your anger. Whatever works for you, whatever that means for you, allow yourself to hold that space to check in with your emotions so that it makes it easier for you to move on. Step number 2 of what you can do is check in with your body. This is where I ask, are you moving around? Are you oxygenated? Is your body feeling active? Do you feel vitality in your body? Because a lot of times when we feel low, when we feel lethargic, when we feel like lazy, or when we feel heavy, it's like our body feels like it's dragging itself like throughout the day. It feels hard to do anything. And so a lot of times it's because we've been in resting state for a very long time. A lot of times it feels like our body just feels stagnant. It's like that stagnant, heavy energy is like weighing you down. So in order to overcome this stagnant energy, what we want to do is when nothing is happening, the best thing to do is actually bring motion and inertia and momentum back into the picture where we are, moving from a resting state back into an active state. So in order to overcome that, you can take yourself for a walk. You can take yourself out for a little jog. You can stretch and move your body. You can do a bit of yoga, right? You can just like bring movement back into your body, even if it's just like 5-10 minutes. Like it doesn't have to be long, for you to reoxygenate your body again, for you to feel your muscles working again, for you to just feel movement again, so that when your vitality is like coming back to you, you feel like your energy is back up, like ready to go. So the third thing you can do is perhaps you might need an energetic cleanup in your environment. It could mean that you happen to be working at home, and if your space is cluttered, the lighting is not good, there's like a lot of noise around you, you feel like the environment is just depressing, it's no surprise that you feel tired all the time. And so what you can do to improve is probably fix up the lighting, clean up the space, clear out the clutter, throw out anything that you feel like, is like weighing you down emotionally or energetically, or just like put them away so that you have a clean, neat, fresh space to work in. Now, let's say that you already have a very good environment to work in. You already have a neat and tidy room. It already smells good. Then it's time to consider changing your environment. If you have been working in the same space for too long, a lot of times it could cause your awareness to drift. And what I mean by that is, when you're bored, like when you've spent so much time in an environment, your attention starts to drift because you start to feel tired of your physical space. You start to feel fatigued. You start to feel like I've been here for way too long, right? This is why I switch up my places where I do my YouTube videos. You've seen in almost like every other video, my location changes because I always like a fresh new space where I feel different about doing my videos so that it keeps the energy fresh. Here's where I want to ask you to challenge yourself to give yourself the freedom and move around. Let's say you can move around to different rooms, you can move around to different workspaces, maybe like co-working spaces, or sit in a different office, and just like basically change up your activity space so that you can stimulate your mind to become aware, engaged, active, and awake again. Because this is really important. When your mind is disengaged because it's bored and it feels stagnant from the current environment, it's going to turn off. Like all your creative juices, your attention span, it's going to turn off. But when you're at a space where like, this feels fresh, this feels good, and then your energy is going to come back again. Now, when I talk about checking in with the environment, I also am referring to people, because people also make up your environment. So if you happen to be surrounded by people who are energetically very heavy, who is feeling very low, who makes you feel fatigued, or who feels like, it's draining the energy out of you, it's not only that they have low energy, but also it could mean that they want to drain the energy out of you. Because if they feel low, if they feel down, they might also want to take you down with them. A lot of times you might feel energetically or emotionally really low and heavy around those people. This is where, when you switch environments, like when you spend less time with those people, or when you create some distance around those people, this is where it's going to help you switch up your relationship environment, where you are feeling more energy around a new social environment, so that you can find yourself being around more uplifting people, being around more energy, more like uplifting energy, so that you can have more of the energy that you want to be surrounded with in your own environment. The fourth step that you can instantly implement in switching up your energy for today is learning to visualize the outcome. So I'm like doing this motion. I'm also like switching the outcome. Now, this is perhaps one of the most powerful ways I like to switch up my energy and give myself that like energetic pick me up. It's so powerful because it can happen in an instant. It's so powerful that it can just change your projection throughout the day. Now, what your visualizations do for you, and you don't necessarily have to visualize like, your future or like your greatest goals. Like, you could just visualize like some things that you love. You can visualize like, how you're going to feel after you complete your project today. It's all about projecting your energy forward. So what this does is like it casts an energetic net to hold everything that you want to experience in the day, or to hold what you're about to experience, to hold what you want to receive. So you don't necessarily have to worry about the tiny details. You don't necessarily have to worry about, how things are going to work out, who's involved, how is it going to pan out, how is it going to unfold. You don't have to worry about that. It's not about the tiny details. It's about you holding the vision. It's about you feeling the feeling in your body and feeling the emotion that you want to feel, whether if it's excited, whether if it's relieved, whether if it's like motivated, whether if it's feeling accomplished, right? So the reason why this is so powerful is because when you're familiar with holding a feeling in your body starts to recognize it. Your body starts to become familiar with it, and then it starts to look for it rather than being familiar with the other feeling that you don't want to feel. So let's say you're very familiar to feeling tired, right? For example, you're very familiar to feeling down. You're very familiar to feeling discouraged or stagnant, like, life is not going anywhere, right? So you've become very familiar to that. Now, when you visualize and you hold that feeling in your body and you practice that feeling coursing through your body, you become more familiar. And now it's just a matter of familiarity. Now it's just a matter of what your body is more familiar with. The key here is to help train your body to know the feeling more connected to your visions than the other side of what you don't want to experience. And that's it. It's like literally, it's that simple. So once you feel into the vision and you're able to close your eyes and see what you want to see and feel what you want to feel and just feel good internally, you know that feeling has already landed in your body. You don't need to give too much details. All you need to do then is just hold that feeling or practice feeling that feeling and then allow it to be expressed into the world in whatever way it's going to be expressed. It's that simple. It's super easy. So those are the 4 steps you can do to pick up your energy, to clear up your energy, and to feel that oomph and that energy, that like energizer you want to feel in the day. I've created this video so short and punchy. I've only kept it to 4 steps so that you can go back out there right now and implement what you have learned right now today. Before we leave, I want you to declare in the comments how you anticipate you want to feel or how you anticipate you are going to feel, and declare that in the comments below so that you write that feeling as though you are experiencing that already. So I'm going to give you an example. Type out in the comments, I feel so energized. I feel so awake. I feel energy coursing through my body. I feel so incredible. I feel so charged with energy. So if you can do that, just close your eyes for a second and write down how you anticipate to feel in the comments below, and write that as though you already feel it. That's going to be a really strong, powerful declaration. That's going to be your very first step. That's it for today. I hope you really enjoyed the tips in this video. I hope this helps you to pick up your energy, and so you could put it forward to realizing whatever it is that you want to manifest, that you want to put into motion. And if this video helped you, please give me a massive thumbs up for some support, and subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of video so that I could produce more and share more of this kind of videos with you. And with that said, thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I will see you in the next video.